And how was Rav Yerucham Gorelick's personality expressed in what we have titled here, The Beauty of Shmiras Shabbos?
I vividly recall one Yom Tov when a Kohen who was not a Shemesh Shabbos davened in the shul. One of the 1,000 reasons I made Aliyah was Birchas Kohanim on a daily basis. I say this many, many times. Baruch Hashem, there are many other reasons to live in Eretz Yisrael, but certainly Birchas Kohanim is a key critical factor, and I try my best in all the years not to miss Birchas Kohanim under any circumstances. So there was a Kohen who came on Yom Tov. He was not a Shemesh Shabbos, and the question arose: should he be allowed to duchen, to perform the mitzvah of the Siyas Kapayim for Musaf or not? I remember hearing from my Rabbi, Morah Harav Soloveitchik Zatzal, that his father, Morah Hagoyin Rav Soloveitchik Zatzal, did not agree with the psak of the Mishnah Berurah. Mishnah Berurah has a psak in Avraham somewhere in Kuf Chav Daled, where he contends that a mumar l'chal Shabbos is akin to someone who worships idolatry. L'chal Shabbos is ka'obed avodah zara and cannot duchen. Rav Moshe Soloveitchik drew a sharp but nuanced distinction between an idolater and L'chal Shabbos v'hesya. He felt the two are not to be analogized, are not to be compared in this situation. So I had a quandary, and Rav Gorelick davened in my shul. I approached him. I asked him, what should I do? I was a very young Rav, many decades ago. And here was an eminent Rosh Yeshiva, albeit the briska, but with years of experience and the like. To my amazement, he told me, we're going to call this Kohen and speak to him privately and have a discussion with him. Rav Gorelick then proceeded to call this Kohen on his own, and all three of us go into a private room, and the following discussion ensues. Very personable, very heart-wrenching, essentially about the beauty of being a Shomer Shabbos, the beauty of observing Shabbos, the beauty of Yom Tov, especially for a Kohen who's about to serve as a pipeline and a conduit for a bracha given by Hashem Yisbarach. The Kohen is simply the sluice, the tzaneret, and the Rebbe Shem is the one who's the Bala Bracha. The Kohen that we are talking about was so taken, so impacted by the dialogue, he agreed that on that day, he's going to be a completely Shomer Yom Tov, and he even agreed to be a Shomer Shabbos. I was absolutely stupefied. I couldn't believe what I heard. I saw this fiery brisker speaking to this Kohen in such a gentle, tender, delicate, compassionate kind of way. I was absolutely taken aback, but of course equally delighted with the affirmative response of this Kohen. He's going to be a Shomer Yom Tov, Shomer Shabbos. So this brisker, Emes, Eish, Lahava, had the capacity to be both a stern, inflexibly intransigent kind of individual, but when necessary, it can be a Prince Charming with all the eloquence that one could possibly muster. To me, it was absolutely amazing. And this Kohen became a Shemesh Shabbos and Shemer Yom Tov. He told me, because of that one experience with Rav Gorelick, who was masbit him almost a half hour. As a matter of fact, there was a delay in the davening because of this. This happened before Musaf, and they waited for the Rav, myself, and for Hagoyin Rav Gorelick to come back. And this fellow told me that Birchas Kohanim today was the one that he gave to Klal Yisrael with such ava that he never in his life experienced such ava. That's the bracha of the Birchas Kohanim, Asher Kiddushanu B'Kedushosa Shel Aharon, V'tzivonu L'Varchas Amo Yisrael B'Ava. So here we see a briska, fiery briska. Behind the raging fire of Rav Gorelick was a depth of vamkeit and prodigious chesed carried out with incredible modesty, without fanfare, without ostentation. He himself built several yeshivas, he built several institutions, and for both men and women, they became bastions of Judaism. He produced hundreds of thousands of Bnei Torah, really, that their impact will be felt the Netzach Netzachim.